It had to go like clockwork. Israeli hostages released. Palestinian detainees freed. But fingers are still on triggers. Both sides are watching. And even if this works all 4 days, the war is waiting to start again. So let's look at what happened today in a broader context. Janice Stein is the founding director of the Munk School of Global Affairs and Public Policy at the University of Toronto. And Dan O'Shea is a former U.S. Navy SEAL and a former coordinator for the hostage working group with the U.S. Embassy in Iraq. Welcome to both of you.
Pleasure to be here.
Dan, the first group of 24 hostages released by Hamas today, and 39 Palestinian detainees have been freed by Israel. What is notable to you about how this day unfolded?
Well, it didn't start off well. The ceasefire was broken upwards into 15 minutes after 7 a.m. local with I guess there was a missile strike, and then IDF responded. So it didn't start off well, and I was very nervous that it was a sign of things to come. But fortunately, the transfer went smoothly on both sides, and let's hope this continues over the next 3 days.
Janice, the U.S. President Joe Biden played a role in bringing this deal to life. What does this tell us about the role of the U.S. In this war and in what's happening right now?
You know, Ian, President Biden has been absolutely central to these negotiations. He did something unusual. He took these negotiations away from the hostage negotiators and put Bill Burns, the director of the CIA, in charge. I think that was because this negotiation is, of course, about the hostages, but not only about the hostages. It is a platform, a doorway to a ceasefire which the president hopes he can extend.
And Dan, I'm curious about your perspective on that, particularly the role of the CIA director in this.
Well, it just goes to the level of how incredible. I've been tracking this specific brand of hostage taking in the Islamic realm, going back to dealing with al-Qaeda for 2 years in Iraq. This has taken hostage terrorism to an entirely different level. And that's why the stakes were so challenging, because this negotiation did not happen across the table from Israel and Hamas. They are sworn enemies. They both want to wipe each other off the face of the earth. And it's exactly why the hostages were taken in the first place, is to bring Israel to their knees. And that's essentially what the ceasefire is. And if this stops the momentum of the IDF, it will go completely counter to what Netanyahu and his cabinet want to do, which is obviously they're under the pressure of all this world pressure coming from the U.S., Canada, the UK, and 30-plus nations that have hostages being held in Gaza right now.
So, Dan, drawing on your experience over the years in hostage negotiations, how much more difficult was this because of the dynamic that you just mentioned?
Oh, there's never been anything like this, because the scale and scope of the hostages, the fact that you had children as young as 2 to 3 months, upwards of 85 years old that were taken, a lot of civilians, non-combatants were taken. There's never been anything to this level, and the fact that it had such an international flavor to it. So this is taken, again, hostage terrorism, which is again, I was in Iraq in 2004 when the Fallujah, we found a kidnapping manual being used by al-Qaeda, and it was in a Hamas kidnapping manual that stated simply, no need to hunt lions when there are plenty of sheep to be had. So this is something straight out of the calculus and something Hamas is well familiar with, and they've just taken this to a next level.
Janice, Gaza has received additional humanitarian aid and fuel since this pause began. What kind of difference can 4 days of ceasefire make in terms of humanitarian aid?
Ian, it can certainly make a difference, because the situation inside Gaza for the civilian population is so awful. So fuel is finally going in, not in the amounts that are necessary, but it is going to the hospitals, it is going to run generators, it is going to run desalinization plants. And what's interesting here is that fuel is now being carefully tracked, because the issue has been in the past that Hamas siphoned off that fuel. 200 trucks a day is the commitment under the agreement. for 4 days. Now, that is not enough, not anything like what's needed. But the real expectation is that this ceasefire, and that's what the president was talking about today, is going to be extended so that it is a 10-day pause, not a 4-day pause.
So let me ask both of you this, and I'll begin with you, Janice. Based on your experience, but also based on what you've seen here, what are you looking for over the next few days?
Well, I wasn't perturbed this morning when there was 15 minutes of fire, Dan, because most ceasefires have this kind of violation as they start. Often goes on for much longer. I am cautiously optimistic. This deal is structured so that after the 4 days, for every 10 Israeli hostages, 30 Palestinian prisoners, and most important, an extra day of ceasefire. It's Hamas that wants this ceasefire, so I am cautiously optimistic that this will last the 10 days.
It's funny, Janice, that you describe yourself as cautiously optimistic, because I've heard Dan in other interviews describe himself basically through his experience as a pessimist. So Dan, what are you looking for over the next few days?
Well, I share her optimism about what happened today, and yes, I hope it continues for 3 days, and it is in Hamas's best interest. This is what they wanted. This ceasefire gives them a chance to retrograde, retreat, resupply, and rearm themselves and fight to another day. But ultimately, I am going to see this every day. I'll take it as it comes, because until these hostages are in safe hands, so many things can go wrong, and I'm just going off personal experience in this realm from my tour in Iraq.
And Dan, I mean, I guess the thing is that for Hamas, it is the hostages, like that is the, you know, I don't want to say, I was going to say the card they have to play, but we're talking about human beings here. But for Hamas, as long as they have hostages, they have bargaining power.
That's right.
Correct. Yeah, and that's their survivability, and which is why they will hold on to some of these hostages for a considerable amount of time. Because the moment they give up all these hostages, what will stop the IDF from finishing them off?
Janice, we have 30 seconds left. Last word to you.
There's no doubt they're going to hold back on some of these hostages but again, there's grounds for optimism that a significant number will get out. And what the president's hoping, this ceasefire goes beyond the 10 days. That's the big question that we're looking at now.
I really appreciate the analysis and experience both of you bring to this topic. Janice Stein, founding director of the Munk School of Global Affairs and Public Policy at the University of Toronto, and Dan O'Shea, a former U.S. Navy SEAL, former coordinator for the Hostage Working Group with the U.S. Embassy in Iraq. Thanks to both of you.
You're welcome.
My pleasure.
Coming up, growing divisions around gender identity and parental consent.
If this is the conversation that my kid is going to have, it's important that they have it with me first.
Breaking down the new parents' rights law in Saskatchewan and why some are worried about its implications. Some parents want schools to keep them informed and in control when it comes to gender identity.
We have the right to know what's going on with our children.
I assent to this bill.
Saskatchewan is the first province to enshrine parents' rights in law, but there is fear about the fallout.
I think we're going to see, probably a lot of kids not coming out, but also looking at, self-harm and depression.
Similar conversations are happening across the country. Sam Sampson spoke to both critics and supporters about what the parents' rights law protects and what it may put in danger.
Make school safe! Make school safe!
Parents across Canada are keeping an eye on the fight behind Saskatchewan's new law, the Parents' Bill of Rights.
Yes.
Mr. McMorris.
Yes.
This fall, after an emergency session and the notwithstanding clause, Saskatchewan's Parents' Bill of Rights became law.
I assent to this bill.
Canada's first provincial education law that could limit gender identity in schools.
This bill, at its very core, is about providing parents the right, not the opportunity, to support their child.
The most controversial part is that school staff now have to get parental permission before using a different name or gender identity for students under 16, like changing pronouns. Instantly, critics shared anger and fear the law could hurt trans kids, so a divided province emerged.
I would have rather died in school than have gotten a phone call to my parents.
We have the right to know what's going on with our children.
The province says its parental bill of rights is based off of what parents want. So we're here in Swift Current, Saskatchewan, to hear what some of them have to say. And Dustin, what about you? How many kids do you have?
I have 2 kids. One of the biggest things becomes having the control over what my kids, what they're hearing, what they're learning, what they're being taught.
I would like to see this be a law across the country.
Murray Fraze and Dustin Matthews like the new law. They say parenting has changed and they need extra help.
They have everything right at their fingertips to be able to explore, quite honestly, some pretty scary subjects if there's issues that are happening behind your back and going on without our knowing. That it adds a huge variable of security to know that legally now we have to be informed as parents.
With preteens and teens of their own, these lifelong friends say the law protects what they know as the family unit.
It seems that a lot of these ideas, these ideologies, these whatever you want to call them, it's forced its way in as you have to accept this. And I think that's kind of where the panic button comes in. If this is the conversation that my kid is going to have, it's important that they have it with me first.
And what are you talking about specifically when you say ideologies?
I guess I speak of that in general terms, and it applies to far more things than gender identity. I mean, even the fact of changing names. I'm sorry, but he doesn't have that authority to do that.
But some say a child would have that authority and that this law violates their charter rights. As individuals, parents and kids all have fundamental freedoms like the freedom of thought, the right to equality, and the right to liberty and security of the person. And one person's rights are not more important than another's.
When I think parental rights, I think of the big 3. I think healthcare, education, cultural, and religion.
Family lawyer Kathleen Peterson says the idea of parental rights comes up in her work, but she's unsure how this law will play out in court.
So parents have that circle of rights in relation to their children, to the limits of where the law says, no, you can't do that.
So in court, the judge sides with what's best for the child, not the parent. What concerns you about, the lack of specificity when we talk about parental rights?
I think that people are using, some people, not everybody, but I think that people are using rights as a cudgel. It's a club to beat the other side with. It's not about what the parents believe or what the parents are comfortable with. What is in the child's best interest?
The idea of parental rights has gotten a lot of attention lately. In the U.S., hundreds of parents' rights bills have been introduced just this year, most targeting gender and sex education. The Canadian movement culminated in September's 1 Million March for Children, a national push to cut sex and gender curriculum and gender-free washrooms in schools.
The government is not our dad and mom because we have the say on our kids, not you. So we respect gays, we respect lesbians, we respect all the people, but they have to respect our rights too.
But Evan Balgord with the Canadian Anti-Hate Network says there are kids who can't go to their parents.
Just families that maybe aren't supportive of their being gay or trans makes us very concerned because those situations have a great potential for abuse.
He says for decades, parental rights has been a buzzword to spread homophobic and anti-trans rhetoric, all sowing distrust in the education system.
You'll often see arguments about parental rights appearing alongside, not always, but very, very frequently, arguments against trans people existing in general.
In this space, Regina's queer community choir can just be. It's a place Lene Hicks often brings her non-binary 16-year-old.
I don't want to be that person that puts up barriers. I want to be the parent that provides opportunity.
She wants young queer kids to know others can offer that support.
if if they need a listening ear or someone to understand without judgment, that's not going to go tell their parents, then I'm that person.
Regina teacher Brendan Dickey started this choir.
I get to work with kids on being open and accepting.
He says this law puts his and his colleagues' jobs at risk if they don't follow protocol.
Schools, it kind of stresses me out because I'm thinking well, how long until they start telling queer teachers that they can't be teaching in the schools if we're going down this road? If a kid came up to me and was coming out, I'd probably have to be hey, have you told your parents? And then, which is the same conversation as usual, but then it shifts to okay, now I have to go and tell my admin, and then they have to phone your parents and talk about it, which is scary for the kids. And I think we're going to see probably a lot of kids not coming out, but also looking at self-harm and depression.
There is nobody in this world that loves my child more than I, or my wife and I.
It seems everyone just wants to be a good parent. It's just unclear if this new law will help that happen.
Sam, the Saskatchewan law is already facing some legal pushback.
That's right. There are a lot of people who hope that a court challenge against the law finds it unconstitutional. Now, that's expected to continue in January. But the outcome of that challenge might be moot because Saskatchewan used the notwithstanding clause to pass the law, which would shield it from getting struck down on the basis of any charter right. But leaders in other provinces, Alberta specifically, are mulling their own policies. So they're watching what happens. So this is far from settled.
Sam Sampson in Regina tonight. Coming up, the Toronto subway had a unique rider this week.
We've had some unusual animal sightings on the TTC in the past.
The chicken hitching a ride in our moment. Yep, that is a picture of a chicken behind the seats of a Toronto subway car. The chicken caught on camera riding the subway this week. As you might guess, there have been many creatures great and small on the TTC, but tonight, this chicken's subway adventure makes our moment.
Letting any animal walk around untethered on the TTC is a big cock-a-doodle don't. So we became aware of a social media post a couple of days ago that showed a chicken, we don't know if it's a hen or a rooster, walking around on a subway car. It appears that it was brought on by people who had it in a carrier at some point, which is frankly where it should have stayed. It appeared to be quite well behaved, which is great. It is a first for us, though, I will say. We've had some unusual animal sightings on the TTC in the past. Somebody once upon a time had 3 live crabs, put them on seats. Someone had a giant snake wrapped around them. We did have a case a few years ago where a beaver wandered up from a river creek bed near our High Park station. All joking aside, I mean, we do see animals on the TTC in all shapes and forms, and they're welcome. We just ask that they be leashed, or if they're a smaller type of animal, that they be in carriers.
I assume there's no scenario, and I may get in trouble for even saying this out loud, where the chicken would be on a leash. I mean, maybe that's a city thing. Like growing up, my parents raised chickens, and I can say with confidence, having any of them on leash was just never really an option. But anyway, you heard what the rules are on the TTC. Do not leave your chicken just kind of, hanging around. That is the National for November 24th. Join me Sunday for Cross Country Checkup on CBC Radio and CBC News Network, and later that night right here for the National. Have a great Saturday.